And earlier on Monday, the monsoon session began with the Lok Sabha paying tribute to the victims of the tragic Pahalgam terror attack and the recent Air India crash in Ahmedabad, with a major update coming from the Lok Sabha, which has decided to dedicate 18 long hours for discussion on Operation Sindoor. The decision by the Business Advisory Committee came after Defence Minister Rajnath Singh stated that the government is ready for a discussion, but only as per the rules set by the Speaker. Speaker Om Birla also expressed strong displeasure over repeated disruptions by the opposition. While in the Rajya Sabha, some legislative work did proceed. The leading bill was taken up and passed even as opposition members voiced concerns. Both houses will reconvene today at 11 a.m., expecting to conduct legislative business smoothly over the week. And for more, we have Debyendu Mondal joining us for more on the Parliament. Well, Debyendu, in the Lok Sabha, there's been a significant focus on Operation Sindoor and the decision to dedicate almost 18 hours for discussion. Tell us what all transpired yesterday and what all is expected today.
Well, Lupakshi, good morning. Of course, the big news that we have in terms of what's coming in from the Parliament's lower house is, of course, the dedication of 18 long hours for discussion on Operation Sindoor. This has been one of the key demands of the opposition parties, because of which we also saw multiple disruptions since yesterday the Parliament session began. The Parliament had to be adjourned at least 3 times before it was adjourned after reconvening, twice after facing adjournments at 4 p.m. and then once again due to disruptions from the opposition parties, the Parliament had to be adjourned. Because the sour point between what the opposition was demanding and what from the government was, of course, the discussion on Operation Sindoor, and particularly that Prime Minister Narendra Modi replies on the floor of the House on Operation Sindoor. But the Business Advisory Committee that met last afternoon in Parliament has decided to dedicate 18 hours for discussion on this particular issue. Now, this should settle all the sour points that the opposition was trying to disrupt the Parliament for. But we'll have to wait and see how after the decision had come in, how the opposition reacts today inside the Parliament, because their primary demand that the discussion on Operation Sindoor should be held in the Parliament has been heeded to by the government. And yesterday we also saw Defence Minister Rajnath Singh saying that the government is not shying away from discussion on any topic that the opposition wants, and something as crucial as Operation Sindoor, the government is very much keen on discussion, and therefore 18 hours have been dedicated for that particular discussion. Now, of course, it will be interesting to see, as I said, how the opposition reacts to this decision, and of course it will also be extremely important to watch out for the discussion that happens in the lower house on Operation Sindoor and the government's response to it. Of course, the opposition has framed this strategy to corner the government on multiple issues with respect to Operation Sindoor, and we'll see a detailed response from the Defence Minister on how and on how the Indian Army carried out the Operation Sindoor, going right inside Pakistan's heart and removing or targeting those terrorist camps that had been bleeding India through 1,000 cuts over many years. So therefore, it has been a very successful operation, as the Prime Minister also during his speech yesterday outside the Parliament addressing the media did talk about how the valor of the Indian armed forces and the prowess and the might of the Indian armed forces was displayed, and also how the indigenously made arms were used in Operation Sindoor and how that has been successful. So therefore, the debate is going to be absolutely important. And apart from that, Lipakshi, there are multiple other legislative businesses that the government is expecting to take up. And the Business Advisory Committee, one of the other key important bill is, of course, the income tax amendment bill. So that for that discussion of about 10 hours have also been allocated in the Lok Sabha. So therefore, the month-long Lok Sabha, the month-long parliamentary proceedings will have many important legislative bills and legislative discussions that takes place. And of course, it will be interesting to wait and watch how the opposition reacts in this session of Parliament.